Is the A321LR better than the 797? What's up guys, it's your boy Nav and welcome to an aviation video. Here are 5 reasons why the A321LR might be better than the 797. But before we begin, let me just put it out there that these are not facts, they're only opinions of analysts in the industry. But it's great to talk about it so we can get a better picture of the whole subject. Reason number 1 is the need. Right now we have an aircraft, the 757, that perfectly fits in the middle of the market segment. It carries the right number of passengers and flies to near distances. The only problem with the 757 is that it's decades old, so now it's a fuel guzzler and very uneconomical for airlines. Despite this, the 757 is still used on transatlantic flights for airlines such as American and Delta. As a replacement, Airbus have come up with the A321LR. It has the same diameter of the 757, but with a different seating layout. The plane can carry 240 passengers and fly 7,400 kilometers, which is very similar to the 757. With the A321LR being the next generation of the A320 family, it's way more economical for airlines to fly. Since the Neo perfectly fits the 757, there may be no need for the 797. Interesting. Reason number 2 is sense. It's very cheap for Airbus to upgrade the A321neo to the LR, while making only a few modifications. However, for Boeing, they will need to throw more than $10 to $15 billion at the 797 program. The 797 is senseless because it would effectively replace the 767, which already exists. So the incentive could be there for Boeing to potentially upgrade the 767 instead of committing to a whole new program. But Boeing doesn't want to max the 767 because it would be too similar to the 787 Dreamliner. However, the market is there if they wish to go down that route. Reason number 3 is cost. The A321LR is similar to the A321neo. So for Airbus, it means low development cost. And it's also a win-win situation for airlines buying the plane because it costs slightly more than the A321neo. The 797 on the other hand will cost Boeing a lot more in development, and being a new wide body, the price will be way more than the A321LR, maybe around the same price as the 767. There are other costs as well, such as certification costs. Boeing will have to spend more money to certify the 797 because it'll take longer being a new plane. For Airbus, it's cheaper because the A321LR is an upgrade of the A321neo, which is already certified. Then there's the issue of production line. Boeing will have to assemble a new production line for the 797, whereas Airbus can assemble the A321LR on the same production line of the A320neo. And then for airlines, there'll be the maintenance cost, crew training, technical support and procedures, which will increase the expenditure. So for Airbus operators, they'll save a lot more money compared to the 797 operators. Reason number 4 is time. The A321LR being only an upgraded version of the A321neo will take much less time for Airbus to certify compared to the 797, which may take up to a year to certify because it's a new design. For airlines, introducing the A321LR into their fleets will be a far more easier and faster transition if they are already operating the A321neo because they share the same certification. Whereas the 797's entry into service will be more complicated and more time consuming due to training and familiarization that will be required by the airline. As you already know, time is money in the aviation industry. And the last reason, which is the most important reason, is the availability. The A321LR has already been rolled off the production line and is available for airlines to purchase. The 797 hasn't even been announced yet, apart from rendered pictures being shown by artists. The problem is that the market is constantly changing. Right now we have demand that isn't sufficient for narrow bodies, but there isn't enough demand for wide body aircraft. So as the number of passengers increases, slowly this demand will go towards wide body aircraft. Maybe in a decade or so, the demand for middle of the market aircraft will die out and you'll have the requirement for wide body aircraft. If the 797 comes later, it won't have such a long run in history as the A321LR because of the potential late arrival of the 797. As always, I'd love to know what your thoughts on this are. Do you think that the points which have been mentioned are true or they just utter crap? Thank you so much for watching guys. If you're new to the channel then consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed the video give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.